Hello, welcome to this example for test of hypothesis using Minitab. So now in this example, as we have seen, we are going to test the hypothesis on the mean when we don't know the population variance. So in this case, we are going to use t-distribution or student t-distribution. Also in this case, we have chosen example where the alternative hypothesis we have a mu larger than 14. So also we have a one-sided test. So also we have the large sample size of about 30. We are going to use 99% confidence interval, or we have the alpha to be only 1%. We have all the data and we have summarized our data. We have the sample mean x bar to be 15.2. we have the sample standard deviation S to be 6. Now we don't know the population standard deviation, so we are going to use the sample standard deviation and the student t-distribution. Now if we go to Minitab, this is our Minitab window. So to perform one sample t-distribution test, we go to Stat menu, the submenu of Basic Statistics, and after that to one sample t. We have one population and one sample. We use the t-distribution because we don't know the population variance. We click on this. Now in our case, we don't have the samples in a column. We don't have a sample because we have a large sample, so we have summarized the data of the sample. So we click on the summarized data. So we have the sample size, which is the number of elements in the sample. The sample size was 30. This is the mean of the sample. So we are back for our example to see the mean of the sample. So the mean was 15.2. So we write 15.2. Also the standard deviation of the sample. We have S, or standard deviation for the sample, to be 6. Now we are going to perform a hypothesis test. So we select this option. Our hypothesized mean was 14. We look here back for the example. So we have the hypothesized mean to be 14, but the alternative hypothesis is mu is larger than 14. So we are now back to Minitab. We choose options. Yes, our alternative hypothesis is not two-sided. We have one-sided and a greater than. We have mu greater than 14. Also we notice that we need to try a confidence level to be 99. So we write here 99 as a confidence level. So we just click on OK. And also here we click on OK. All our input is ready. OK. So this is our test. We test if mu is equal to 14. This is the null hypothesis. And the alternative is mu is larger than 14. The sample size is 30. We have 30 elements. We have inputted the mean 15.2. The standard deviation of this sample is 6.0. Now we have one-sided test. So we have a 99 lower bounded confidence interval. So our confidence interval is that mu is larger than 12.5. Our confidence interval is mu is larger than 12.5. So if we look for the hypothesized mean 14 will be included in this confidence interval, so we fail to reject the null hypothesis. This is also the value for t naught. As we have seen, t naught is 1.1. This is also the value for b value. So we have the b value 0.141. We have chosen a 99% confidence interval, so our alpha is 1%. We have seen that the b value is larger than 1%, which means the b value is larger than alpha, if p-value is larger than alpha, we fail to reject the null hypothesis. So we can also choose to use the p-value or the t-statistic or the confidence interval to check our hypothesis, and finally we found that we fail to reject the null hypothesis.